All right, everyone. Welcome back to Aoki Island. We are on episode 9. I did a little bit of calculation earlier this week as I was planning this session and going going way overboard with planning the session. And then I realized, oh, I have literally this week, next week, and then like one more session after that. And then I am going to be through various vacations unavailable for 2.5 months. So
Worst problems to have.
it's a good problem to have, but it does mean that we should probably get Arcadia finished up like soon-ish.
Okay.
And then we can take a hiatus and then go on to the next adventure, which start thinking about like what you guys would like that to be. We obviously know that there's going to follow the prince into the forest to try and find the weapon that can kill a god. We have talked about returning to Karstop for Anastas. That we will. We're going to, minor spoiler. We're going to get a little bit more on that today, maybe depending.
Yeah, I do think it's probably going to depend, at least for me personally, on how today goes. So
on the outcome of this part of the campaign.
Yeah.
And then also, when I was thinking about it, I realized that there is a path that we could follow for the next adventure that follows what is happening with Stone right now. So before the end of the before we wrap this adventure up, we are going to go back to Stone and see what he is doing so that you guys can make a decision on that.
Because I was literally going to ask, like, so are we going to try to do a solitaire episode with me to, like, see about Stone before the end of this, or are we going to do that?
I thought about doing a just an episode with Stone. I realized though that with the shortened time period here, only having 3 sessions left, I really only need one scene. So we're gonna make that our after credits scene for this season.
All right, I'm into it.
So
no matter what happens, we have to bring Millie with us. That's what
I think Millie.
No, you guys got to leave her in charge of Arcadia.
What
are
you
saying?
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I think we're
Arcadia. Actually, no joke. Leave her in charge of the city.
She's the only one I trust at this point.
She's like 19 years old, a college chemistry student that works at a beauty salon. Like,
yeah, but like, okay, let's all be frank, gentlemen.
She's never let us stray.
We are basing
at least a Walgreens.
We are basing all of this on like a scene where Millie like pulled a boot knife and was like, I am now in charge of this situation, right? Like that was where we all became smitten with Millie. Like let's be real frank.
I think there is a lesson for all DMs in that phenomenon happening to that particular character.
Millie is Zip Zap the Goblin, the little mushling. It is just the NPC that the party will fight and die for.
Yep.
Yes.
and crucially, the only thing that you need to do is like take a character that like has character and personality, and then like have them come save the party or like do something useful, and like that,
easy.
and like that's it. That's the
Zip Zap swings in and like clubs the bugbear with a face. You're like, you're my best friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even like this goblin falls out of a window somewhere and draws attention away so you can run. Like it could be anything.
Anything. But that is a good little lesson. Okay. Are you still taking command of the recap?
Well, I mean, I was gonna do that when we had like a limited time frame here, but my understanding is that we don't have that, and I would prefer you guys to do the recap because I think it helps put you guys back in the frame of mind that you need to be. So, what happened last time?
Well, last session started where the session before ended, as most do, where homeboy Dorian has stormed off. And everyone is in the basement of this area. A very tense situation with Anastas and Bridget and Raleigh and Alexander. people are trying to go. They're deciding which way they want to go, how they want to leave, where they want to leave. There's an idea of going through the basement or not, or whatever. Simultaneously, while we're having these discussions and decisions, I believe the first major thing that happened was the wave, the ripple in the corruption from the portal, and people are losing their minds. Bridget and Raleigh are attempting to pull some rabid, corrupted off an individual. Anastas struggles with whether or not to evacuate, to leave, to try to get the one boy saving his grandma and leave Raleigh and Bridget to fend for themselves. And Anastas makes the decision that there are people here to protect. They should be protected. Kind of team up with Bridget to take down one of the dudes.
Well, also, before this, Raleigh and Bridget had a conversation about the Red Mask, and like, okay, we need to turn someone in as the Red Mask to like maybe buy us some time.
Oh, this was before that, yeah.
Yeah. And Bridget was like, well, the Red Mask is an idea. And that was when the wave happened. And
Got it.
You also crucially figured out kind of what is going on with the masks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that they've
Dorian was also jumped just before the earthquake happened.
Just before, yeah. I was gonna.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Dorian got set upon.
Was set upon.
Threw some fire at him and kept running.
Escaped.
Yeah, ran away.
Escaped.
But yeah, so the masks just have rather Bridget has created a kind of a Mr. Hyde serum for the masks that
lets
like
people
causes
turn into
temporary
corruption monsters.
monsterness. Yeah,
that's horrible.
And then a couple things. I'm not getting the timeline, but a couple things happened all at the same time after that event, where Dorian, I think it was next. Dorian and Millie spoke at the apothecary. Bridget and Raleigh had a conversation with the individual who attacked the party.
Yep.
At the soiree.
It was agreed that he would go as the Red Mask with them to get Sybil Caldwell to agree to, talk, basically.
Yeah. If you're going to turn in the Red Mask, he will go as in.
You were coming up as your own version of what was going to go on. We were coming up with ours. First.
Yeah, how the trade was going to work.
Yeah.
Sap.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we found out we were kind of having the same conversation in 2 rooms.
Yep.
Which we did remedy.
But you guys had a very long conversation as well in the apothecary.
Yeah, and before Anastas and Alexander came to terms. We have one union rejoined. And then very tense conversation between Anastas and Alexander and very upset Dorian. I don't know if you want to talk about your perspective.
Dorian is shaken to his core. He's missed his family, his home, and everything seems to be falling apart around him, and he felt like his friends just betrayed him. But after some tense conversation with his friends, he was able to repair the relationship with them, and we moved forward with the plan of acquiring the sap, which I believe we agreed that a small amount would be kept to at least keep Dorian's father alive.
Yes.
That was the source of the continued tension.
Yeah.
Yes. Whether or not to keep some.
Yeah. Whether or not to keep some, when to keep some. Anastas's final appeal, if it was not clear, it's also fair to mention that there was a remarkably small amount of tar.
Yes,
more than we had thought.
Yes.
We were expecting a lot more. We have a very, very, very limited amount. Anastas's appeal was that we bring all of the sap to the meeting and then show them that we are taking some, as if to inspire confidence and trust between the parties. However, then Raleigh walked by.
Well, then it was agreed that that we were going to do that plan. Anastas, I think you were going somewhere.
I went to speak with the headmaster.
With the headmaster, yes. And then
Well,
Alexander and Dorian saw Raleigh and talked to him.
Yes, I was on my way out
And
the
that
door
was when
as
we
we
figured
started.
out. Yeah,
And you were on your way to
figured
talk to Sybil.
to tell her that she needed to come to the meeting. We'd give her the red mask, that kind of
Didn't
stuff.
Anastas go back to the Najit? Was there something? Oh, it was to get the second key for the vault.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was literally just Anastas
Yeah,
goes and
it
gets
was
the key.
okay.
Like,
I just
they're like, they don't
remembered
ask
him
questions, they
going
give
back
the key.
there. I just felt like there was something important there, but
You're right.
sorry. Yeah.
No, you're right.
correct.
You're absolutely right. And then, as I recall, Alexander picked the last one successfully.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Had to use his what was it again? The
Yep.
Your soul.
say
point.
legendary
Soul
action.
points.
Soul point. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever.
In
soul
order
points.
to.
There's a word for it that I made, and I don't remember what it is.
Point being, he had to use
Okay,
that
it's
to.
blue bar. It's mana.
Yeah.
Anastas went to the headmaster, appealed to the headmaster as that there is squabbling going on between the people that will cause problems for all of us, and it is stopping us from dealing with the true threat of the city, which the headmaster fears will consume us before any red masks or Andara.
And how does the headmaster feel about the squabbling?
He is not impressed with politics.
He hates politics.
Yeah,
he hates
politics. No,
he does not like politics. Does not be involved.
He's literally only coming because of the portal that is starting.
He does acquiesce and does yes. But there was an understanding that this is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And as the camera faded, we saw the portal just twitch and quiver and begin to expand a little bit.
Yeah.
And that is where we ended last session. So usually I have like a spot where I know we are going to begin, and I have a little thing, and then I read that, and then we go from there. And I do not know where you guys want to start. My plan was to start with the midnight meeting, but I can understand if that is not where you want to start.
We have one thing that we have to do before that, which is decide if we need to talk to Sybil Caldwell.
Yeah.
Is she going to be in on the meeting or not? Talon, you are
is muted.
We start with Raleigh, Alexander, and my boy Dorian in the apothecary discussing what you're about to do.
We're literally in the street. They caught me in the street.
Yeah. You're in the street in front of the apothecary.
Yeah. Yes. Across from the house. Yes.
Yeah.
Raleigh, why don't you come inside? Raleigh?
Oh, you said Raleigh?
Yes.
I thought you said Millie. I was like, whoa, Dorian!
Ooh, and we pan to the boots.
Boot scene.
Dorian comes back, his hair is even messier, his glasses are crooked and steamy.
It's like, right, yeah, I think that would be best. So we go inside?
Yeah, we'll just walk back into the apothecary for some privacy.
Gotcha. Okay. So
flip the open sign to closed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be honest, I don't remember how we ended the conversation in the last.
What are we going to do about Sybil Caldwell? We're about to perhaps arrest her.
Wow.
And also, Don, you mentioned something in chat, and I'm going to be honest, I've gone back and forth a number of times about, like, if this thing is going to happen or not. Did Raleigh lose his job last time or not?
Oh. I thought that I thought that I remembered a conversation, or was that the threat?
If you don't bring the red mask to
Yeah,
Sybil
then I
tonight,
will lose my
I
job.
think it was in the
Yeah,
red. Yeah.
and I think that
You're
I
on thin ice,
mentioned that
basically.
like if you guys had mishandled it, that was going to happen. But I don't
Right.
remember Sybil having
Okay.
done it. And then you
I
mentioned it. I was like, I
It-
don't think I
it
fired
hasn't been
her
mishandled
already.
yet.
Internalized that as
Okay.
like something that I was worried about, but there
Yeah.
wouldn't have been time for it to happen
Right.
last session.
Right.
So it couldn't have happened last session
So
anyway.
to
I think I was just
clarify,
totally
Raleigh
misremembering.
still has his job.
Still has my job.
Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
yes,
For the time being.
still have your job, trying to figure out what
Yeah,
you guys
and
are going to
that's
do.
why I need her to come to the meeting so I can give her the red mask and keep my job, but also then retain hold of my men.
Right. But
So-
telling her that you have stolen from her might not yield that result.
Well, I'm not going to be doing the Dorian is going to do all of the talking.
That's
okay,
a layer
sure.
that I didn't even think of.
Oh God!
She is not going to be okay with the fact that we've robbed her.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
but it'll
enough
be
of-
okay,
enough
but
of-
it'll come from Dorian.
Yeah, this is something for you three to figure out.
All
No,
right.
that's going to
So
come from Dorian.
you all walk
I was
into...
coming to ask her to let us do anyway. Whatever, we're good. We're good. All's well.
You all walk into Caldwell Manor, which, as has been described before, the first floor is well furnished, although a little worn, a little dusty as usual. Mr. Filch is still patching the wall where that got broken from when the abomination had come in a few nights before. He's putting the final coat of paint on it, although the new paint is clear, like in stark contrast to the older paint. You can certainly tell the section that he has painted. And you can hear the sounds of moving about further in the house, specifically coughing and hacking coming from upstairs.
I would also like to point out we actually are in the shop across the street.
Oh, you're in the apothecary right now. Okay, so as you know, the apothecary is...
Don't you dare, you shut up.
Yep.
I'm not there yet,
Okay.
but
Well, no, you said let's go to the apothecary. It's right across
Yep.
the street.
Yeah.
We go to the apothecary.
all right. So my mother is clearly not in her right mind.
In what way? I remember asking this question last time, and I don't remember if I got an answer. What's wrong with your mom?
Well, Millie, would you care to explain what you have been seeing recently?
Yeah. So I've just been making some observations of Miss Caldwell recently, and I am not certain that she is in her right frame of mind. There have been outbursts and strange decisions, and I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert, and I'm not a doctor.
Do you think she's
But
crazy? Or do you think she's corrupted? Which one is it?
well, I think like the two kind of work together.
Oh,
Like
God.
It may actually be some form of new corruption.
it's like a chicken and egg sort of thing. Like some of my student, like not my students, but some of the students at the university who were in class with me get like really sick, like or coughing and like weak. But then other ones just
your
like
dad.
start staring at walls and talking in gibberish.
Well, okay,
and
So I understand. So what's your plan to deal with that then?
well, I'm just saying, like maybe we should be careful. I don't know.
My plan was that, for the time being at least, I take over the Caldwell name.
So you want to put your mom in what, jail?
House
Where-
arrest
And how are we going to enforce that, Dorian?
with your men.
My men, who currently listen to my second in command, I mean, I don't quite have great standing right now, and I'm not sure that my men will believe me over Sybil Caldwell.
Could you at least get us an inn so that we could talk to them?
I can bring them together. I don't know if they'll listen to me a whole lot more beyond that.
Alexander, do you have any thoughts about perhaps convincing these people to keep an eye on my mother?
I think one of the biggest things is going to be to make sure we can convince. Well, again, Rowley's men serve those who have the deepest pockets. Dorian, if you were to be fully in charge, it would be the convincing that they would need.
You would need to give them some. You'd have to give them something up front, though. It wouldn't just be, I'm in charge now, you listen to me. It would have to be, I'm in charge now, and here's proof. Talon, you're muted again, buddy.
I'm in the Talon boat right now, where like, if I was a player, I have several ideas, but I can't give them to you. And, you know,
You put the dumb people in a room together.
What sort of proof did my mother provide in the first place?
Well, she's the one who was employing us. She had a commission through our company.
Some sort of contract.
Yeah, there's a contract. It's signed between your mother and oh my god, what are we? Not the Spring Jacks, the Brass Jacks.
Do you have that contract?
No, it's kept at headquarters.
How are you getting paid, by the way? Is it... How are you getting paid?
My men just get paid through bankroll at the company. They get paid by our clients.
What if we were to forge a new contract?
Well, you'd have to have cash up front. You'd have to at least pay part of the commission. It's not just you sign a contract and you immediately get our services for free.
Of course. Does Dorian know where the Caldwells keep their coin? I feel like the first session that we came into the manor...
yeah, so...
However,
we have some sort of access to that?
we know something about this that we can talk about right now.
Caldwell's a broke.
Who holds all of the
Right.
debt?
The Najit.
Yes.
The Najit are the ones who are bankrolling the mercenaries. That's what. Sorry, I'll say that as Raleigh. Wait. We know from your mother's record books that the Najit hold all of her debt.
So if
That
we
means
just
they're
convince
the ones
Najit,
paying.
if
and
we
we
can
have an in.
convince the Najit that I am in charge due to her current condition,
Then
we have an in.
technically the contract would go to
fall
you.
to me. Yes.
If you can convince them that you're head of household at that point, it takes your mum out of power, and you become the holder of the signatory of that contract.
We need an Ostos.
And we have
Needed
that.
Nostos.
We have the connections.
And a notary public.
I forgot you were. Oh, Millie. Oh, beautiful. Totally forgot that. You're a lovely woman.
Shall we go find an Ostas and see about getting to the Najit?
Alright. Then we can come back and figure out what we're gonna do about your mom.
Alright. Sounds good.
I just
Go.
want to take a short break to point out the fact that we are going to commit what amounts to credit fraud so that we can get money in order to forge a new contract with a mercenary company to lend legitimacy to Dorian so that we can house her. This is insane.
We are the CIA staging a coup in Nicaragua, okay?
No. We have legitimate reason to believe that there is some kind of competency clause in the contract. And Sybil Caldwell is no longer competent.
Yeah, she's crazy. So yeah, we got to get her out of there,
we
guys.
Have
she's
the
crazy.
Official,
you have no idea.
Instead of Horatio, Anastas is the official leader of the Najit sect in.
We have
Arcadia.
somehow cheated our way to the top of the decision-making pyramid in this town, and I don't know how we did it.
Yeah.
I can immediately legitimize Dorian, and we have a Dorian.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
We're literally going through every legal channel to do this. This is
so,
illegal.
Hey, Patrick, we're not starting with the meeting, by the way.
We're gonna need court dates.
Thought we still were. We are not.
No, I
fuck all of that. Fuck the dungeon. We're gonna have to set up.
We need to do some spice and wolf out economics this episode.
So
we do need to move actually quickly if we're gonna.
Yeah, I think the meeting is going to happen first, because Anastas is on their way
it's in the
with
middle of
the
the
headmaster.
Night. It's like the afternoon right now.
No, it's evening. It's evening.
Oh,
the sun is
setting. My understanding is
dark.
Anastas. Yeah, Anastas and the headmaster are on the way.
Okay, so we have to decide what we're gonna do about Sybil right now, because you're right, we won't have time.
We just don't tell her.
You don't tell her now, and you will have to pay for it at midnight. So you're gonna have to figure that out. We can do that after the meeting.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. The night is surprisingly bright, lit overhead by Eokailan's two moons, which together bathe the city in a purplish tint. The only sounds are the occasional cawing of a nighthawk and the indistinct, far-off wailing, muffled and stifled. The Cathedral of St. Aveline is dimly lit from within by candles, and a single masked figure waits in the shadows of the doorway, nodding to you as you approach. I'm going to ask you all to hold a moment because we're going to have to get some new ambiance here.
Did we link up with Anastas before coming to the meeting?
I am assuming that you linked up with Anastas, yes.
Okay.
We met on right here. Assuming we knew where the meeting place was going to be.
Yeah, we were coming back.
Yeah, so Anastas was taking the headmaster in that direction regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So as you are approaching out of the alley, the headmaster and Anastas look ways across, both acknowledging that we saw the nodding individual and
yep, and that we're heading that way.
Okay, that's good there.
Has the headmaster said anything on the way here?
What would you have liked to talk about?
I wouldn't have talked about anything, but I'm just wondering what he would have. Was he just walk in silence?
I don't think that the headmaster seems like the sort of nervous, chatty type.
No. In fact, your walk is incredibly quiet. Just two stoic, silent figures stalking through the streets of Arcadia. You arrive at the appointed meeting place a little early, and this is not the music that I want either. Fucking Christ. Okay. Sure. Perfect. You arrive at the appointed meeting place just a few, perhaps half an hour early, and you wait outside the Cathedral of St. Aveline with the professor. He's looking out at the night and up at the stars and the moons, man, I have no idea what he would talk to you about.
We do not need to have a conversation. If it's just silence, it's fine. There
is.
Was mention that he wanted to speak with me at some point, and we never did that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So while you are waiting, the professor turns to you and says, "You have found yourself in interesting circumstances, Anastas."
Of that, we are both sure. Not one I had foreseen in my time.
I can imagine not. I am familiar with your reputation. To be honest, I did not believe you were yet around.
I spent my time on the path, nor have I for sure how long. I found myself in a dungeon in Garth, and the pilgrim's light seemed to call to me. And then I waited until the day I met that group, those humans, Alexander and Dorian.
Whoa. Sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
And found myself in contest with the very gods.
You have told me much of your story already, and yet there seems to be a piece missing.
There is much I do not recollect. It's not the first time my reputation has preceded me. I had no idea how fragile the mind can be while walking all these years. Things to me that seem but faint memories were just yesterday. And I come to find the events I remember most were generations ago.
Fascinating.
Many of your kind do not remember. Perhaps we're not alive for lifetimes. They do not remember the old world that we came to adopt, its cruelty.
It is odd, I think, that you say my kind and your kind. For are we all not of the same kind? And at that, you see Dorian, Alexander, and Raleigh like sort of walk into the square before St. Aveline Cathedral, where the two masks, the two hanged masks, still yet sway in the night breeze. Okay. So, as I said, St. Aveline Cathedral is dimly lit from within by candles. A single masked figure waits in the shadows of the doorway and nods to you as you approach. You open the large doors, and there at the center of the cathedral are three figures, all of them masked. Bridget wears the red mask tonight. The other two figures you can deduce are the preacher
And the guy who volunteered.
And the guy who volunteered. Gosh, and I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head, but I cannot.
I just think of him as that douchebag that killed my men.
Yeah. Who has good vigilant? Or have we determined that nobody really has good vigilant?
I think it's kind of average across the board.
I think
That's
we
kinda
all
what I
put
thought.
like 10.
Pretty
I think we-
average, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I
I've got-
have 7.
I have 10.
Yeah, sounds good. You notice nothing out of the ordinary. Everything seems
Great.
fine.
With a suspicious side eye, we traipse in, the squad of us. Any acknowledgement from Bridget?
So Bridget turns to you, and wearing the red mask, crosses her hands or her arms in front of her, and stares without saying anything.
And assuming Dorian Alexander Raleigh, someone's carrying the...
Yeah, Dorian.
Yeah, I mean,
has-
between the 3 of us, we'd be able to carry all
Yeah.
of it, I assume.
We've brought what you asked.
Well,
Where's
let's
the
see it
doctor?
then.
Show us the doctor.
She waves her fingers, and from the shadows, what you did not see earlier is that the doctor is being held. He is currently, his hands are bound behind him in chain. The skin hangs off of his face loosely and limp. There is sort of a dead look in his eyes, and the flesh is beginning to rot. And he is escorted by 2 masks, one of which, Dorian, you notice, has fresh burns on his neck and face covered
Ooh.
up by the wooden mask.
Honored Horatio,
Yes, Anastas.
tell us this time at this meeting, under oath, under the Pilgrim's love, how much sap have you sold to the Caldwells?
Without my ledgers, it would be difficult to say.
How much would they have in their stores?
I would assume several pounds.
Is there any reaction from Bridget at that word?
So several pounds of sap that's more than you have right now. Let's say that.
It's more than we have.
Yeah, it's like incense. Like, I mean, like you burn like an ounce
No,
of it at a
more
time.
than we have on our person with all of the sap that track. If now Dorian brings out what he brought, that tracks several pounds, singular.
So each dose is like half an ounce, and
Yeah.
you have like 15
okay.
doses.
But I guess here's what I'm trying to say. Does that sound like how much we have right now?
No, it does not. It sounds like more than you have right now.
Well, that's not great.
Well, Dorian, bring it out. Denasas gestures to Dorian. It's
Look,
yours to give.
this is all that my family possesses. You can ask Raleigh, you can ask Alexander, Millie. We were all there when the vault door was opened.
Well, I wasn't, but...
But you've seen the vault, right? Yeah, you've seen the vault.
Aye.
Is this a joke to you? There are people's lives at stake.
This is not a joke.
Bridget, that's all there is. That's all there is.
There isn't enough here to cure half of my people, let alone any others. You are certain that this is all that there is?
It is all that seemed to be in possession. However, I know not for all that Sybil uses it for.
I cannot believe it. Sputtering, she turns and she walks like in a circle around her, grabbing her hair.
We speak true. Your compatriot Raleigh verifies. He has no reason to lie. We upheld our end of the bargain, however disappointing its results may be.
Raleigh.
Bridget.
She is looking for confirmation from you.
And Raleigh will look at her and he'll just nod quietly.
She walks over to like one of the pillars and slams her fist against it. There's a resounding crack that appears in the marble when she does so, and the whole building shakes. At this point, the preacher just says, "Take a deep breath."
I have but two more truths for you.
Spit it out, then.
Horatio is the only one capable of bringing in more, and they will no longer be sent exclusively to the Caldwells. Correct, Horatio?
He cocks his head. It can be discussed.
It will be arranged that the sap coming in to Arcadia will be used to treat Arcadians.
He looks at you. His face is impassive, but as I said earlier, it's sort of rotting off of his face, so it is difficult to get a read on him. But he stares at you for a long moment.
You know Najit must speak plainly.
Well, there are arrangements we have been made, but arrangements can be altered.
Well, we now stand with the leader of the Caldwell House.
I did not know your mother was not well.
She is
Dorian.
not.
And
I
the
will be
second
taking
truth.
over.
Continue.
I will be taking over for the Caldwell Manor for now, until she is better.
I see.
The second truth is that we have means or a need to stop these waves of corruption, sending those sick and afflicted into pandemonium and chaos. And for that truth to be verified, I have brought the headmaster himself.
Indeed, it appears that the corruption is of a nature we did not originally understand, and for that reason is now tearing a hole in reality as we understand it. A hole which is expanding, and unless my people have the tools at their disposal, I fear it will consume all of Arcadia.
Dorian, just kind of under his breath, mutters, "A black storm swallowing the sky."
For us to...
Bridget is still, like, staring kind of, like, at this column, trembling with rage.
We cannot stop the corruption from killing the dying. However, we can stop them from killing themselves. To do this, we need assurance there will be peace in Arcadia. It may take us some time.
And with Najit backing, we should be able to. And with Dorian as head of the household holding the contract, we can be flexible in the interpretation of the existing contract with Sybil Coldwell.
I swear to you, it will not be hoarded inside the vault any longer. We will share it throughout the city of Arcadia. You have my word.
As long as the money keeps coming, the brass jacks will see to it stays that way.
Alexander, she says.
Yes.
What is your take on this? I know you to be loyal to our cause.
Raleigh raises an eyebrow.
To me, it seems to the benefit of all parties involved. If the city is to survive and not tear itself apart, these arrangements should be made in this way.
Okay. I would like you all to make a check of some sort. You can make a persuasion check if you would like to. If you would like to appeal to, explaining the situation to her, I would also take, a cunning check. I would also take, if you have an offer, I'm willing to be bribed here, I guess is what I'm saying. But I'd like a check from each of you. Tell me what the check you're going to make. Based on what you've said, I will tell you what the difficulty or not difficulty of that will be.
Yeah, I'm making a persuasive check.
Okay.
I do feel like I've been telling most of the truth. And
I believe you have been telling mostly the truth, and I think you have a persuasive argument, so I'm going to give you plus 5 on that.
Succeed.
A lot.
Well,
Everyone else?
I'm going to go with cunning.
Okay.
Especially with the backing of having seen the ledgers and things like that. Perhaps I don't know if.
Oh, you're cunning, but you're taking the legal explanation of things.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Bridget is familiar with such things, but not entirely persuaded by them. But I'm not going to give you a bonus or
Okay.
Negative, just a flat.
Oh, that's
Okay.
crit fail.
All right. Raleigh?
Do I need to roll again to see if it's actually a critical failure?
I think that's only an
Only
attack.
Only
attacks.
on
That's only
attacks.
attacks. Yep.
Okay.
Gosh, I don't know. Cunning is definitely my highest of those 3.
But could you be more persuasive? With the bonus?
Probably.
Because of your rapport.
I mean, but my persuasive is only a 5.
You would need a plus 10 to make it even.
Yeah, exactly.
So how long have they been together?
Yeah, I was gonna say though, but I might have a decent amount of leverage here.
Does a test at a 15 sound reasonable for a persuasive test for Raleigh versus
Bridget at this point? I don't know.
Raleigh, I would also consider a resolute check.
Oh.
If you want to show that you
10 toes.
Well, yeah, no,
yes,
I am.
believe
Yeah,
this
okay.
certainly.
I do believe it. I mean, my resolute's only a 9, but it's not cunning. So yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. Yeah, just quiet resolution of no, this is the way that it will go if all.
And because of your rapport, I am happy to give you plus. I'll give you a plus 5.
Wow, awesome sauce.
Nice.
You were very close with her.
Yeah. Oh, I failed by 1.
Oof.
No, your resolute is 9. If you have a plus 5, it should have been a 14.
Yeah, you
You're
just
plus
didn't.
5, right?
Oh, yeah. I did
Oh,
it
you
wrong.
didn't. Yeah.
Oh,
There
So you do succeed. We have 2
Okay,
successes.
you do.
Alexander.
Is there a way I can use a quick check? No, or
He just talks
We
so
put a fast
fast.
one on her.
yeah, just
You're
be
like
really.
the guy reading all the side effects at the end of the medication
Yeah,
commercial.
basically,
like-
no. Unfortunately, I will have to rely on a persuasive. So yeah, persuasion.
Okay.
Anything for that for me?
Close, but not as close.
We're not as
like,
close.
You know,
We have.
she does trust you. Although
We're in
They
a
were
weird
dance
spot.
partners and everything at the
you were dance partners, but like she has had reason to distrust you in some
Right.
situations, and your contribution to the argument was like solid, but like not like super fleshed out. So I'm going to give you a +1.
Okay, that's literally something. Well, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yes!
Excellent.
I like to imagine Dorian's friends just save his ass in this while he's just rattling off things
He's like, well,
he's seen in his ledger
legally.
while he's like pulling at the frayed edges of his like worn out shitty blazer. He's just extremely nervous.
And meanwhile, you have like us 3 all around him, just like, no, it's like it's
No,
actually
honey.
like.
Says,
It's fine.
but I have the receipts right here.
Oh,
Honey,
Bridget,
honey.
Dorn.
Honey.
the transaction at hand.
Horatio sort of moves over to where Bridget is standing, and he says, "My dear, some difficult choices are going to be made in the coming hours, and as you know, every moment counts. Perhaps I should take what we have and begin administration of the Pilgrim's Blessing to those most likely to benefit." You can see that like her shoulders lower and she sighs. All right. I need some time to think. You don't have anything to worry about from the masks for the time being, she says, and then she turns and she storms off towards a staircase. This is a spiral staircase that is near the back of the temple that leads to the large tower that rises above the cathedral.
And Horatio is just going to remain in custody?
No, the doctor, or rather the preacher comes over and unlocks Horatio's binds at this point. And freed, he moves over to pick up the sap from the ground. Anastas, would you join me as I perform the administration?
I would. And then we must return to our hovel to discuss.
Very
Yeah,
good.
we got some things we need to
Headmaster, I do believe you are dismissed. Thank you for your efforts in these proceedings. We will be speaking shortly.
The headmaster bows and turns and departs. All right. So Anastas and Horatio head down with the preacher down into the catacombs of the cathedral. That leaves Dorian, Alexander, and Raleigh left in the otherwise empty cathedral main room. What would you like to do?
Did we get any sort of agreement, like hard agreement from Horatio to like back us trying to like have the contract go to Dorian?
He did not agree to anything at this moment. No, you recall him saying that things can be discussed.
Okay, that's the only thing that I could think of.
Did we plan any kind of future meeting with Bridget about this?
You have not, no.
Okay, before she leaves, can we just have a quick aside of we
could also just have a quick discussion with the other two guys that are here. It doesn't have to be with Bridget.
Sure.
I don't know if us going after her at this point is a good thing or a bad thing.
That's fair.
Okay, Raleigh, you look at the staircase to the tower where Bridget has just disappeared, in a quivering rage. You look at the two masks, the preacher, and the third one, who are now discussing things with a very flustered Dorian. Do you want to stay here and try and save this negotiation that's happening, or do you want to go comfort?
I think I have to go see Bridget, even though I literally was like, I don't know if going after her is a good idea. But now having been offered it like directly as an option, I think I have to.
All right, sounds good. Raleigh takes the spiral staircase up to the tower. All right, Raleigh, you find Bridget sitting. It's a clock, or not a clock tower. It's a bell tower, and she is sort of sitting next to the bell, looking out over the city. She has taken off the mask, and it is sitting on her lap, and she is staring out over the lake. She says nothing as you approach.
I'm just gonna walk up and like sit next to her.
Give me 1 second. God, I always look at that. I always look at A Night Without Stars and be like, oh yeah, that's the mood that I'm looking for, and then it's never the thing that I'm looking for.
No, no. You want something a little bit more solemn, like.
Yeah. Oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. As you sit down, you can hear that Bridget is softly singing a tune. It's a lullaby or something similar in a language that you do not understand.
Stone? No.
I'm
not gonna say anything.
Yeah, as she finishes her song and there's a small pause. My father used to sing that song to me when I was small.
It's beautiful.
It helps calm my nerves. What are we going to do, Raleigh? All of those people, all of them are going to die.
I think right now we are perhaps in one of the darkest nights that we're going to see for a long time, having to make these decisions. But I do think our plan is the way forward to save as many people as we possibly can. I don't promise that we'll save all of them, but I think it's the best choice right now.
So what's next then?
Well, we need the doctor or Horatio, whoever he is. We need him to back us, to change the contract, to revert to Dorian. We have to have support from the Brass Jacks. We need a way to keep order, and I think if Dorian's involved, that means that you won't be oppressed. You'll have a conduit to the rest of the powers that be in the city.
He'll still be as one voice among many. And I don't know if that is going to be enough. But I don't know what else we can do. We're going to need allies. And I don't feel that we have them. And
Right now.
I thought the solution to our problems was going to be a miracle cure, and it's not. And I was foolish to think that it was.
No, it's not foolish to hope. It's never foolish to hope. But we need to accept that right now, that plan's not going to work. And I agree, we need allies. This is just the first step towards trying to bring everybody in this city together in its defense. Not just as fractured factions, but, as you say, as one voice.
The doctor was just... He was so confident that the black sap was the answer, and that the burgers were the only things in our way. And I was ready to burn down everything after speaking with him. I don't know what came over me. And with that, we're actually going to switch to Horatio and Anastas.
Cool.
Anastas, Horatio leads you down into the catacombs. You are surrounded by the bodies of the dead in the catacombs, but then also those corrupted that are still clinging to life. And he finds a small table, and it's an unadorned sarcophagus, actually, that is sort of near the center of these rooms, and he begins opening the black sap and preparing for the ritual.
Horatio, I must ask.
It seems that you have had much on your mind, Anastas.
Much has happened. Much has happened, and much has changed in the time that we have been apart. However, just a question of treatment. How much sap would it require to keep one alive, one suffering from the respiratory infections of the corruption, alive for, say, a month?
It is difficult to say. The corruption affects each person differently. It may be they require the blessing of the pilgrim once a day. In that case, it would be 30 blessings.
Mr. Caldwell doesn't need sap for 30 days. He doesn't. It's not every day. Do we think? Is there any evidence to support that he needs this every day?
You could
No.
literally ask him.
I mean, other than the fact that he was literally vomiting up corruption?
Well, we do know that Horatio is my father's doctor. Like, he has been treating My
He
father
does.
for a
He knows.
while.
He knows.
He
Thank
would
you.
he
Thank
would
you.
know.
I forgot that he knew directly.
Yep.
I'm speaking of treatment for the Caldwell father, the patriarch. He is part of this agreement was to retain some of this sap, not only to fairly distribute it, but to treat the dying old man.
Yes, Oscar's condition is not good. I have been administering the Pilgrim's Blessing at least weekly until recently. I suspect that he is due for another blessing.
He was administered one today, and it would be good for our young and brilliant friend Doran, one who I believe is guided by the pilgrim herself, who has been kissed in the same way as I by her love. It would do him well on our journey, should his father survive it. This is all the sap that the Caldwells had accrued. By your words, there was more.
Yes, There is a reason I write these things down. My memory is not what it used to be. I
Nor
would have to
mine.
check my logs to know for certain. Perhaps.
Do I smell bullshit?
No. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, this is the memory problems of the Najid are. I mean,
Well,
you.
we're not. We actually just spoke of them today.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the ledger. Do I know that? Do we have his ledger? Is that what
You.
you-
Yeah, I believe that you took a passing look at it at one point, but like not being super familiar with ledgers.
Is it still at Crispin's, or is it the ledger that Dorian is in possession of?
Oh, it's the ledger that Dorian is in possession of. Yeah.
Well, it is good that we have it. I was hoping to speak of this perhaps later, but I must ask you to tell me plainly what this arrangement with the Caldwells entailed.
When first coming to this city, I knew that our message would be ill received. I used the position with Caldwell to ensure some amount of safety for us using the assets that we had so that we could conduct our operations in relative peace. And in the process, administer some relief to these suffering people.
That brings me great peace to know.
I wish that it brought me the same peace.
What do you mean?
I have heard from our young friends here the ways in which that arrangement has been used to the detriment of the people in Arcadia. And in my ignorance, I did not see the rot in this city, the absence of leadership. I fear Arcadia's leadership may be unsuited to the tasks which now face them, the trials they will need to overcome. I feel fear for the safety of this city and its people.
And I as well share this fear. However,
we found ourselves at an impasse where you are no longer communicated.
As a DM to player, what do you mean by that?
He is no longer with the main force of the Najit army.
Yes. Correct. Right. He's sort of a rogue element. Yes.
And do you feel, however words you speak are true and in from the pilgrim's mouth herself, is best?
I feel that I have been trying to follow the path of the pilgrim, and that path has not always been clear, but that I have done my best to follow it. And I see that you have done the same, Anastas. In that we are one.
In that we are one. I have put Constantine in charge of using your readings to await children, young Najit in the catacombs. He is
good.
reading the true word. And what would the rank be above where he is now? Like, where would is there a title that we could come up with for Constantine's rank?
So Constantine being yet young, I was thinking of him as a layperson of some sort. So any sort of rank would be
Any sort of rank.
would be befitting of an yeah.
I have elevated our young Constantine to Potter.
This is good. I am sure that in my absence, he has taken more responsibility than he has needed to in the past, and this is befitting. I am glad that you have had him reading to our flock. I believe that the time is soon at hand in which we will be needing of them.
I terribly agree. And it is good to know that while you rest, Constantine will continue to lead. And Anastas twists Horatio's head off.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh.
I missed something?
No, I think that I follow that whole thing actually.
Yeah.
Just not what I expected.
No.
You will be
Remember I said-
returning to me, to Valentian and Gareth, and we'll be making these problems whole. And I pull off his bottom jaw so he can't speak.
Okay, so his head is off.
Yep.
He is still like you're not destroying him.
I'm not destroying him.
Okay.
I am going to be carrying with me, much like Mimir, back to Gareth to return to finish my
head. You're gonna carry
segment.
his head.
So he can still be.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. So as you are holding the head, this jawless head in your hands, you see of black vapor, a black smoke, begin to fall and dissipate out of it, kind of filling the room and dissipating into the darkness around you. And you then hear his voice echoing all around you in this room. Anastas, I did not want you to make an enemy of me, but you have left me little choice. Do you know why they call me Horatio the Ninth? It is for the same reason they will now call me Horatio the 10th. And with that, the voice disappears, and you come to the realization that you are holding, and like the body collapses behind, and you come to the realization that you are holding an empty skull.
Well, we took sides.
Holy shit!
All
You
right.
just killed the city's doctor.
You also just killed
man.
like the guy who needed to back us up.
Unless he can respawn immediately, I have the trust and the leadership over the Najit that are currently here.
That's fair, I guess.
Did not expect Horatio to be some kind of fucking vapor mage. But we are rolling with it. I can tell you my intentions now or after, why I decided this, where I'm going with this.
No, I completely understand why you're doing what you're doing. I
You
just
are-
didn't anticipate that was the way that you were gonna go.
So you
Yeah.
are left with all of the sap in front of you, unused.
I will then go. I am going to take the sap.
There ain't nobody around.
What have you done?
Dorian comes down the stairs, and like you, Anastas, you look up with his head in your hands, and you see that Dorian is standing there.
What must be. And I take a big clump in my hand. I throw it to Dorian.
Okay.
I'll attempt to catch it, I suppose. My jaw just still slack. How are we going to help
We
these
are
people?
going to make things right. And I pick up the rest of the sap. I go through the basement and to Crispin's curiosities.
Okay. Sounds good. Dorian, are you joining?
I take the body of Horatio and the skull with me.
Very
After
good.
staring at what he's done, looking at the tar in my hands, he takes a moment, still utterly slack-jawed, and follows. What is the meaning of this? Why would you kill Horatio? And he'll just start firing off questions as he follows behind Anastas. What do you mean we're going to make this right?
And we're gonna switch back to Bridget and Raleigh and Alexander, I guess. What is Alexander doing? Let's answer
That's
that
a
question.
great question.
Would you have gone with Dorian?
More than likely, yeah, he would have been in the same. Yeah.
Dorian saw that as well.
Alexander saw it
Alexander saw all of that.
Alexander.
Yeah, he'll have been there.
And is
he
following.
we'll
at
say
a
stunned
distance.
silence. But curiosity as well. So yes, he'll follow at a distance, just behind Dorian, I suppose. But I think Alexander's partly piecing some of the together with the tar in the hand. So
Wait, are you like specifically trying to keep your distance from us, or are you like there with me?
no, just like
and
behind him,
following
I
this?
suppose. Yeah.
So I'm like aware that
You'd
you're
be
there.
aware, yeah, not being
Okay.
sneaky right now.
Just getting that tucked away for
Yep, no, fair
when they
enough.
come back to us.
So just for my own clarity's sake, we are leaving this place without using any of the black sap to help the people in the basement.
We are.
That would be why I
So
am
to clarify
following
from
him.
the
Like, what the
mask's
fuck is...
perspectives, you came to make a trade with them. You
Yeah.
traded. They then started to administer it.
And you decided to take it all back.
Took
Okay,
it all
so
back
two-
and escaped
two
with
truths.
it, and the person that they had as collateral.
2 truths.
I
One,
don't think you're gonna be able to talk your way out of this.
there's no mask down there right now.
No, there's not. But when they
Yeah.
go downstairs and they're like,
It will be
Bridget,
where the
immediately
fuck?
obvious that
Is
this
it going to
has
be
not
obvious?
happened.
Is it gonna be obvious?
Well, people probably wouldn't be as sick as they are right now. Also,
I mean,
you
maybe
burn
they
it like
need
an
more.
incense, so like
I'm sure that
will
it doesn't
smell.
look like they surveil this happening. For all they know, Horatio treated them and left. Also, in the conversation ensuing, we're gonna go bring them to somebody who can treat them. That's not Horatio. It might not be as good, but Constantine can
Why
do it,
can't
and he listens
why
to me.
can't we just administer it
Yeah,
to
wait a
them?
minute. Why do I
I mean, do we
generally?
know how to administer to it? To
It's
them?
just like incense. I thought we had agreed on this.
Yeah, okay, so there's 2 levels to this. As a normal person can just like do the thing and light it and have it work, and it works a little bit. And then if a Najit practitioner is administering it, there's a much greater effect.
Yeah, we're gonna get Constantine to do this.
So then why would we not just leave it here?
Because it would be assumed that like, would Horatio normally take it? I mean, I'm assuming he brought it. Or do they want to?
You normally not be
I
here.
feel like I'm lost.
He would
Yeah,
normally
he would
not be
normally
here.
not
This
be
is
here.
this is
He
a
just
this
gives
is an
it.
odd.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm fine leaving it there. I was gonna give it to Constantine to come back over here and then do
Yeah,
Horatio's
but we
job for him.
should definitely
Yeah.
leave it with the masks. So
We'll
we
just
don't
leave it. That's a
break
good
the
idea.
I
literal
can have
agreement we just
Alexander.
made.
Yeah,
That
no,
is a great
Alexander
idea.
can be the one. He's out. Wait, Alexander has medical shit.
To
Yeah.
retcon this, briefly,
Mhm.
Anastas will leave the package, the parcel of
Other than the sap that was
other than the
reserved for
clump that
Dorian.
I didn't take
Dorian.
How
into
much
account.
was that?
I took a handful.
Okay.
I looked at it. I said, that's a fair handful. It looks about to be a division of what we got. And I handed it to Dorian.
We are going to call that 3 doses.
3 doses. So 3 weeks in his current condition, almost a month. Month is what we wanted. We got 3 weeks. Nobody's going to get killed tonight.
Okay.
And the whole thing can go the same. I'm carrying Horatio's body. I have his skull in another hand.
Yep.
And I am down the basement heading to Crispin's Curiosities. Silently not have answered any questions as of yet because we were dealing with what Alexander was doing.
Yes. Raleigh,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Well, we didn't really finish our conversation, did we?
We didn't.
I mean, we could have or we could not have. Up to you.
So, like, we're just gonna leave it at, like, shit sucks and then everyone dies.
Unless you want to have different resolution to that conversation. I couldn't feel out where the conversation was headed. So if you had an idea for where it should
Because,
be
like,
headed.
the last thing that she was saying was what? Like, that we don't
The
have
last
any
thing that she was
allies.
saying was, Horatio had me so convinced. I
Right.
don't know why I believed him. I don't know what came over me.
Got it. And Raleigh had an answer to that, which was he maybe had his own reasons for that. We don't know. If he's trying to topple the rest of the leadership in the city for some reason, or he could have any number of motives to want you to believe that this cure would work and that we needed to get rid of the burgers. The Najid are not neutral in this. They've shown that much very clearly.
And that we agree. But I do not know that I can stomach siding with my father and the rest of the Burger Council, even with Dorian on it.
That's why I think it will do us good to have one of the mercenary companies on our side in our payroll. That will be helpful in evening things out in terms of power level across the city. There are ways that we can influence the conversation in ways that outweigh what the burgers might be able to do. It's again, it's not a perfect solution, but I think it's what we have.
I need to see the doctor myself. I think it's time that I did that.
Right. Agreed.
And she heads down into the basement.
I will come with her.
And finds the sap lying on the ground. No one else
With
around.
some gone.
With some gone. And no one else around. Okay. The rest of you...
The rest of you scallywags.
Actually... Man, I need to collect myself.
I need a pee and another glass of wine.
So we're gonna have a 5. We're gonna take a 5.
Right. See ya. Be back.
All right, and we're back, and some developments have happened, and so we're gonna have to play some things out here, and do a little bit of retconning. So, Alexander, rather than having followed Dorian and Anastas, seeing what just happened, you think to yourself, we should probably let Raleigh know, A, that we are leaving right now, and B, that, like, we're maybe not leaving on, like, some new shit has come to light.
Right,
Some new shit has come to light.
Yes.
So when Raleigh and Bridget come down the stairs and see the sap, Alexander is there. Where are they? She asks Alexander. Okay.
A very good question. Anastas, and Horatio, as well as Dorian, it seems, I believe, are going to the Curiosity Shop. I believe they're going to go talk to one of the other Najit. He turns to Raleigh. I think we should leave and join them. Bridget, can we entrust this with you?
Of course, but every moment matters. These people are dying, and we need them to be healed. Literally dying.
I know.
So be quick about it and come back here with the doctor.
We will come back with help.
Him.
We will come back with help.
You can see that she's, like, shaking.
Bridget, and he comes close to you. Trust me that I will be back with help.
I need him.
I know.
To be here.
Raleigh?
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll follow behind them.
You see just a little bit of, like, black corruption dripping out of her nose as she turns.
Oh, do I notice that?
Yes, you do.
Oh boy, okay. Okay.
All right, you all head into the secret passageway and wind your way through the under catacombs towards the Curiosity Shop. Let's get something else. Yeah, go ahead.
Along the way, I would like Alexander to describe sort of what he saw and try to give a little context to it.
Sure.
That the little he knows. You know, because I don't think he knows everything, but I think he knows the basics about Horatio and Anastas's relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So Raleigh's not completely surprised when he sees, you know.
Okay.
Because that would be bad too.
Yeah.
Getting things set.
I don't know if we want to
here.
role play it out, but fucking, he's gonna explain it to him best he can.
I don't think we need to role play it. I get it. I guess.
Kind of. He tells him. I imagine Raleigh stops for a minute. Then Alexander goes, "Please trust me."
Rubs his eyes, just like ah.
And then silence the rest of the walk.
Yeah, stony silence for the
Awkward
rest of the
silence.
time that we're walking. Yes.
Oh, stone.
Anastas and Dorian, you enter the under catacombs beneath Crispin's Curiosities. Anastas, if you recall, you had instructed the Najit to move down into this section of the catacombs, wanting to create more of a buffer zone between any prying eyes and the Najit activities here. They have sort of set up their operations in an area just outside of where the feral Najit are being kept.
I imagine it's like awkwardly in the stairwell and on the banister.
Actually, so they've found there was like a banister, but it actually leads down and around, and there's a large gate that has been put here. It looks like this used to be some old chapel or temple of some sort, and they're living in that temple area with a large gate separating them from the feral Najit. There are noises and like the sounds of cawing and scraping feral Najit echo throughout, and the Najit are together hurriedly whispering back and forth. When Constantine sees you, he turns and he rushes over to you and says, Anastas, what has happened?
I will speak only in truths and answer no questions. Horatio has not survived the meeting this evening. However, Pater Constantine, you and our fellows here are now clergymen for the Diocese of Might under Anastas the Wheel.
They look around uncertainly. Is this why the children are so have become so wild? And you look behind, and behind the gate, you see that arms are like clawing out, and you hear them like crying out and making horrible sounds, extremely agitated.
In the hell is going on over there? What have you done?
Horatio's voice booms throughout the room.
Fucker.
Do not listen to him. You see in his arms my body. And then through the gate come bones and bits of flesh and cloth. And out of the gate comes a skeletal form that congeals itself and comes together in mid-air. Through the gate, a cloth comes and wraps around it, and Horatio drops to the ground. I said, Anastas, I did not want to make you my enemy, but you have made your choice. You cannot
That
believe a word that
I
this
have.
apostate has said.
Constantine, you have seen me bathed in the pilgrim's light. Whatever this demon is, it holds no love for you or our kind.
There can only be one pilgrim returned, and it will not be you, Anastas. The other Najit are nervously looking back and forth, and Constantine steps to your side and turns towards you, and Horatio grabs the lever to the gate and pulls it. And a horde of feral Najit pours out into the room, into this ruined temple that you find yourselves, and we are going to start combat.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Okay, fucking A. Well, it is what it is.
Dorian is
So-
here.
oh, well.
Alexander and Raleigh will be appearing after round 1.
Okay.
Okay, so
Here we go.
Anastas is here.
Let's go.
This is Constantine. I need to change his token so that it says his name.
Constantine thought his ass was the motherfucking pilgrim that they were speaking of, and what's going crazy?
Oh, this is probably about as bad as this situation could have gotten.
It's also as good as it could have gotten.
Okay, if everyone wants to activate
I
themselves for
totally and
combat,
100% disagree with that assessment.
Leroy Jenkins, I guess.
I didn't
Okay.
mean it. I thought it was gonna go better.
Do you want Patrick? Do you want me and Raleigh to be on there as well, or not yet?
I think so. I think that makes
Horatio
sense.
was a lying, cheating motherfucker the entire time and was gonna
Wait.
bamboozle me.
There's two of me.
Okay? He for
There's
sure was.
2 of you?
I think I saw two of me for a second. Or is
There are 2 of you. I'm going to...
Whoops. I don't know. You can delete
There's
both and I can
also
bring
2
them out again.
Raleighs.
We must have already been on there for some reason.
Yeah, you were already on here.
Are we good then?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we don't want Sif. We actually want to go back to Nito. We're gonna stay with Nito for a while here. Okay, you guys can stay off screen. That's fine. Everyone else has been activated.
But my screen's going weird.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay, I will take care of the tokens then. Can everyone see themselves?
I cannot see myself anymore. No.
Okay, you shouldn't be able to.
Okay.
I can at the bottom.
Okay. Okay. Really the important ones are Anastas and Dorian. Can you kind of see the situation we're looking at right now?
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing good.
And let's get everyone in here. Anastas, you have the initiative.
It says that Dorian does.
Dorian is not here.
Dorian is not
Dorian
here.
is here. I apologize. Dorian is here. Dorian, you have the
Say,
initiative.
where am I?
Right there.
So upon seeing this, Dorian's just gonna pull out his crossbow and fucking fire at this thing that's trying to kill us.
At Horatio.
Whatever the hell Horatio has become.
Got it.
That's this thing right here.
That's this.
This one?
Or this thing. Got it.
This thing.
All right.
Yeah, these are, we've got a few different types of, these are like just the smaller Najit. There were a few larger Najit knights that are here, and then this is Constantine. Make sense?
Oh, that's Constantine.
That's Constantine,
So that's that's a
It's
supposed.
Constantine's in here. Does he look prepared to fight for me, or what's going on with him?
When this happened, he went side to side with you, and he is like pulling out like a sensor, and a mace, and he's like ready to go.
Let's fucking go. You're the Diocese of Might now.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Diocese of
Dorian's gonna fire a shot at Horatio the 9th or
Got it.
the 10th.
Horatio the 10th. Yes. Now the 10th.
All right.
You guys, I will say, you skipped all of phase 1 for this boss fight, so that's cool.
Yay! We'll take those
Oh, because we
victories.
would have had to fight him and then had him.
You were gonna
do
fight
his
him in the
party trick.
catacombs, and there was gonna be like he actually. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Dorian, make your shot. His quick is -1.
-1.
Yep.
I hit with 9 damage.
9
Nice.
damage
Whoa.
is significant. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And how does this shield work? Okay, 4, 7. Okay, so as the bolt fires straight towards Horatio the 10th, it sort of gets deflected, and a like shimmering shield aura appears around Horatio, slowing the advance of the bolt. It does still hit him, but does less damage. Okay, and now we have Anastas.
Anastas gives a like solid hand on the shoulder to Constantine, pulls off the wheel from his back, rushes over to the first big Najit, and makes an attack.
Excellent. So these knights have quick of 11, so it's -1.
Do I want to enrage? I do. I will rage. Six. It's -1.
Yeah.
Whoa. 14 damage on a 2. That's max.
Okay.
I
All right.
think that's max. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's just okay.
Those are two pretty heavy hits.
That is a nasty hit.
Not at all.
So you have brought
So
him below
Anastas,
half.
yeah. What's that?
You brought him below half, but he's not dead. Describe what happens.
Got it. Anastas puts the hand on Constantine, pulls the hammer or the wheel off his back, slams it into the ground, rolls over it, and just smashes into the chest of the first knight, screaming, "Witness me, pilgrim!"
All right, excellent.
And
And
briefly became a wheel skeleton.
okay, the smaller Najit. Okay. 2 of them are going to surround Anastas, swinging with their spiked clubs. And they have a strength of 15. One of them is going to rush up on Constantine. Do I have 4? Nope, I just have the 3. And then, so 2 attacks at Anastas, 1 at Constantine. These are at -5.
So the -5, it's -5?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's -10 for me.
Gross. Low damage, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Failed
You're at
protection
0.
6, and then I get an additional D4.
Yep.
So I protected 9.
Yep. On the first attack, and then the second attack. I'll say that the first attack impacts against your armor and deals no damage. As does the second. Okay, this knight is going to run straight forward, but not quite be able to get to Dorian. The other one is going to attack Anastas, and this is also 5.
I wish I could add an additional armor modifier, like a... Failed, protect 4 plus...
Okay, so you take 2 damage as this thing comes down on you. He's got a large mace of some sort, like a huge bat, and he swings it down on you, and you crunch in for 2 damage. Okay, and now we have. Oh, I did not put the feral sheet on here. Oh, they would go next. Okay, perfect. So they rush forward in a horde. This is not all of them, but they get to, let's say, about there. And they're going to start spreading out a little bit, like so. And you can see that more are appearing in the doorway here for later. Horatio now goes, and he is going to. Oh fuck! What is he gonna do?
My gun says.
Okay. Horatio's eyes go like the eye sockets go red, and he stares at Anastas and says to him, "You are not the pilgrim, and you shall stand down before the true pilgrim." Anastas, you feel your limbs are not responding correctly. You feel that there is some force working against you to the effect that you have a second chance to fail all of your success tests. And it looks like I need to make a resolute check when that happens. Okay, and I succeed with no problem. So yes, you will be re-rolling all of your tests to see if you fail. You basically have disadvantage on everything, and you suffer 1d6 damage right now. So you take 3 damage ignoring armor. I don't know if that ignores your berserker.
I don't know either. Do you want to look it up? What do you want to call it?
I do want to look it up for... Yeah, I do want to look it up, because this is going to happen a lot.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, you are also still not in amazing shape, as I recall.
No, I'm not. So, Berserker...
ignores 1d4 damage from each hit. That doesn't sound like protection. They used a different phraseology, so I would say that you still have the 1d4 to mitigate that damage. Okay, so you take 1.
That kind of makes sense. Like your berserker, you just don't feel the pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, say.
Constantine. He swings at this enforcer. Let's just see how well it goes. Okay. He trades blows with the enforcer, but they are sort of locked in combat, and he is pleading with his brother to see reason. Right. At this point, Raleigh and Alexander appear at the door and see the following scene.
Oh my!
Yeah.
It's a lot more than I thought, darn bait. I guess he did say horde.
Okay. Top of the round, you guys have a minute to discuss, should you wish to.
I have to make a very quickly clarification point on my gun. So the description of the gun in my inventory says that a crystal has 5 shots. I thought that we had said 3. So I would have 5 shots.
If it says 5, go for it. If that's what is written in law, so it is written, so it is done.
No, I have 4 shots because I did use one last time. So I have 4 shots, not 2.
So I have some oil that we could try and set those fresher Najits on fire.
I'm skeptical that will stop them. I think you'll make a flaming zombie.
But it might not.
It might not. I would say the focus is Horatio. I think I'm gonna try and tank damage for the party. We need to free up Constantine so he can heal me, potentially, if that's in his ability.
That is in his ability set, yes.
That is in his ability. So
Yes.
the number one priority is this thing right here. Okay? We need Constantine to heal me on his turn. I think, Alexander, you try to cut around either this way, if you're following my cursor, or this way. And we need anyone with ranged capabilities to get shots on Horatio. We need to pack damage on Horatio.
I can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this, but
So
first,
can I-
this thing needs to go away. This guy is going to be a problem. I'm hopefully going to smoke this dude this next turn. I can't convince you that I'm going to do that, but I think I need to eat hits from the ads.
Should I be going after Horatio, or should I be going after one of the other
You should be killing stuff in
baddies?
front of us.
Killing
Kill
stuff
this
in
thing.
front?
Oh yeah, the ferals. I doubt we have to worry. You guys might have to worry about. I don't think I
Right.
have to worry about.
You can bash through them. I can work on some of the other dudes, yeah. So I can cut around and go for like assassinate.
But this
So you
guy
can point
needs
out,
to
yeah,
die. That
that
might
guy,
be a good target for Dorian.
that guy, this guy, this guy.
I could try to like
This one?
interpose myself between that guy and free up Constantine.
That's possible.
I'm
But
just
worry
gonna
about
be
this
shooting.
guy.
I'm just gonna try to shoot the boss. We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah, that makes
Sounds
sense.
good.
Put damage on Horatio.
Geek the mage.
Geek the
Yeah,
mage.
I'll try to go after this guy first to help free up Constantine as well. But Dorian, you will be going first, so we'll see how that works, and then I'll go from there.
Then we do. This guy's going to be issues, so just be ready for him.
Yep, being ready.
Oh
Okay.
gosh. Oh god. Oh, and that's not even. Fuck Christ. Okay. All right. I edited all of these monsters in the hour before we ended. None of it saved. Nothing saved. So we're just dealing with what we got. We're dealing with what we got. Dorian.
All gonna die.
Okay, Dorian is gonna fire at the guy that's tied up with Constantine right now.
Got it.
Any minuses for that?
+3.
+3. I crit.
Nice.
Confirm that crit.
I just attack again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's still +3.
Again, +3. Yep.
That's
Crit
a crit.
is confirmed, so that's
Hell
what,
yeah.
additional D6 damage or something. Yep.
I think so.
Sounds right to me.
So roll a d6.
Yep.
I get 5 on top of 9 is 14 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Ooh. Well then.
14's a big number.
So after getting a shot off on the big bad over there, I'm going to quickly reload, spin it around, and just yell, "Constantine, assist Anastas immediately!" And he's gonna be like, "Oh, little problem here." He's getting attacked by him, and then just go as the bolt just goes through the thing's skull and rips it off, and
Excellent.
the
yes.
Najit tumbles.
Perfect. Okay. And Anastas, you're next.
And Nastas makes his attack against the boy.
That big one right in front of you.
The knight. Yeah, the
knight.
knight.
Yeah.
The knight. Yeah. And I roll twice to make sure it works. So it's -1.
Correct. Yep.
And I get an additional 1d6. 1d6. Can we roll? Did I succeed? I did. That's 15 damage. Okay, but I get, I don't know how you want to do damage, but I'll roll again.
Yeah, we'll use the first damage.
Okay. Then I'll just make the roll as is. I succeed twice.
Excellent. Okay, so 15 damage. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
Okay, so Anastas then hits him in the chest. It reels him back. He comes so then the knight comes charging back in. Anastas pulls the remainder of the skeletal body through the wheel and then spins it in the air, like disintegrating, like sends it into like multiple different directions.
And like covers the other Najit around. Excellent. Awesome. Okay, Raleigh.
All right, Raleigh needs to take a whole turn to fire his gun, so he's going to do that, and he is going to fire it.
Because at the beginning of this turn you were like running in, you can place yourself anywhere within like 3 squares of the entrance.
This is fine. I need something to brace against, so.
Okay,
I'm okay
so
with
you're
that.
going to stay right here in the doorway. Awesome.
Yeah.
Same
just
applies to
gonna brace
Alexander.
against
if
the
you want to move yourself
lintel,
down.
and yeah, I'm just going to fire at Horatio.
Horatio has a -1 or a +1 to hit.
A +1 to hit?
Yep, +1 to hit. As quick as 9. He's an old man.
He's an old man. Alright, so Arcadian Bolt Thrower.
Old. He's real old.
Real
old as the hills.
Old as the hills.
Nice.
Old enough to be delusional.
I succeed
to
and do
be
11
God.
damage, and actually the damage breakdown matters, because if the lightning gets through, he has to test to not lose an action, right?
Yes, it does.
So,
What was the breakdown of everything? It looks like it was 8, like 7 and 4.
yeah, so how much do I get? How much does he resist before the rest goes through? And how do you cancel it? Does the physical get canceled before the lightning, or what?
I would say that the physical should get canceled before the lightning. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that makes sense. Okay, and again, I need to just double check what his shield does here. That is 4. He resists 7.
Okay, so the
he
4
resists.
lightning damage is all that gets through.
He takes just the 4 lightning damage.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, your bolt arcs through the air, shattering this shield and hitting him. He and drops to the ground from where he was levitating.
So if any damage from this quality penetrates the armor, the target also has to pass a strong test or lose an action.
Trying to make a strong test. He does.
You
He
succeed.
muscles his way through
Wow.
it and stands
Oh man.
back
Woofed up.
up. Okay.
It is what it is. What it is.
And I'm sorry, Alexander, I actually skipped your turn. You will go before Raleigh next time. But
I thought that was the case, but I also didn't toggle my combat status. I think I forgot that. Sorry about that.
I think that's what did it.
Probably why it got skipped.
So
But
you're in.
yes, I'd like to go up to this little bastard, I suppose, cutting around, and let's give him the old one too.
Okay.
So
God, this is gonna be so redeeming for Anastas.
The situation that we wouldn't have been in.
He was still gonna be a fucking evil piece of shit.
we'd sound.
Right
he
this
was.
second,
He was.
though?
All right, so we are gonna roll with the first.
No, it sounds
one.
like you're right. It sounds like this we would have ended up here one way or another.
I won't get advantage or
Oh,
backstab
face.
on this one, I assume.
correct. And he's got -1.
Or wait. Yeah, okay. So just a regular old
Mhm.
-1 to hit. Okay. Alrighty. Wish I had backstab, but it's okay.
Okay, and you get 2 attacks or 3 attacks?
Should get 2. God, sorry, I gotta like go through. Always gotta double check the stuff. So I've got 2 into that. I think I get 2.
I think you get 2.
Sorry, I should have. Yeah, sorry, I should have. Yeah, 2 separate knife attacks, same combat action. Yep, okay, good. Whoops, wrong thing. And same deal, -1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn it.
Yikes.
You know, this is why I need backstab and advantage.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate reality.
And also not to roll.
You rolled terribly.
17s
Or
and
You rolled
17s and 19s
miserably.
either.
You could have had advantage and missed from both of those.
Yeah, no,
You-
for sure.
Your dice are carrying over from next
Continuing
week.
from last night. Yeah, clearly. All right.
So you
I'll
rush
go fuck
up to this knight and you stab into it solidly with both of your knives, and he looks down at you, unfazed completely, and backhands you with a huge gauntleted fist, knocking you backwards, and then raises his enormous spiked club against you, but he's actually not going to go next. The Najee Enforcers do. Okay, so the 2 that are around Anastas swing with their smaller clubs. This is -5 to your defense.
I'll do both attacks and then I'll do my soak after, if that's because it's easier for me on my end.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then I soak a total of 2. So total soak is 5 from the first, 6 from the first attack, 2 from the second attack.
Okay, so you total soaked 2 from the second attack.
So 2 from the second.
Take
attack.
2 damage from the second attack. You block everything on the first, and then the feral Najee. Now these things are indiscriminate, so they just rush up whoever is straight in front of them. Okay, and we're gonna do that. All right, Dorian, you are going to take an attack. This is at -5. And then Anastas, you're going to take 2, and Alexander, you take 2.
I'll wait.
I succeed with
Almost
7.
succeeds.
It is okay. Great.
I'm able to dodge out of the way.
Yep.
Alexander?
That's the defense one. That's my.
Your armor.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. What was the modifier? Sorry.
-5.
5. Oh boy. Hey, there you go.
Okay.
Was
You
another
take
one?
2, and Anastas also takes 2.
Yeah. I'm
Minus
just
5
gonna
again.
wait. Yeah. Alexander needs to do it. I'm just gonna fail.
Okay.
4
But your
soak.
double chainmail gives you 4 soak.
Alright.
And Anastas, for your attacks, you are now being flanked. So they have advantage, so they're going to have a little bit of additional stuff.
I'm at -10 for 10 right now. I don't know if that's gonna whatever you do for the modifier, but I can only crit save.
Okay, sounds good.
So the first attack that eats
In fact,
me.
the first one you rolled wasn't technically a crit. You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1, so I confirm the crit. Unless I roll a double 1.
Yeah, you fail.
I didn't, so I didn't crit save. But I'll just do it. I don't know. How do you want me to do this? Because I really like the protection on the second one. So I crit
Last
failed.
time I said it was the first one, so it's going to be the first one.
Okay, so I crit failed.
Well, no, you just
You
failed.
crit
You didn't
succeed.
I crit succeed and
just
didn't.
You
confirm
crit
the
succeeded,
I didn't.
but you
I
didn't confirm the
I
crit
didn't
success.
confirm
Yeah.
the success.
Yes. So,
there
but
we
you
go.
do succeed. You do protect against 3 plus whatever.
Plus, so 7.
So 7. Okay, and that is the full of it. Even
And
with
then
the
the next
bonus.
attack is then okay. I got the rhythm down.
Yep.
-10. Roll. I fail. But I
Take 1 damage.
I take 1.
And Alexander, you also take 1 damage.
Okay.
Okay, this is good. This is good. This is working right. The knight has yet to go. And I think I deleted him, but that's fine. They're just all going to go at the same time. Alexander, you're going to take another attack from the knight. He lifts up that giant club and swings it down the stack at -5. So defend at -5.
Hey, there we go.
Excellent.
Wow.
So you jump back, and this giant club impacts on the ground, cracking the tile that you were standing on. Okay, Horatio is now going to go. Horatio is going to... He is going to continue the curse on Anastas, so he's going to make his resolute check. And he does so. 4 damage to Anastas. Anastas, you can roll your... to resist that. So you take 1.
Your boy's not doing good.
Kneel, Anastas. You need not be destroyed today.
I have faced much worse than you, demon.
Constantine is going to run up to Anastas, taking an attack from a feral Najit, who scrapes his back, pulls one of his ribs out. He cries out and then puts his hand on Anastas and is going to heal you. I just have this at novice.
Oh,
5.
that's huge.
Nice.
That's
There we go.
amazing.
That's massive.
Yes.
Good job, Constantine, my boy.
We might have another NPC we'd all die for.
Oh,
So far, so
God.
good.
He is not doing good though.
Okay, we're gonna
he is
take care
not
of that.
doing
We're
good.
gonna take care of that. We got
Okay.
it. Is it
We're
the
at
top
the
of the round?
Yep.
Raleigh needs to fucking focus on
Horatio.
throw another shot at Horatio.
Yeah,
Sure,
definitely.
Alexander, I don't love where you're at.
Me either.
Okay.
I can. On my turn, I could go with a
Oh, there's
flanking.
more ferals coming. Christ.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
For fuck's sake.
So
Yeah.
the ferals are avoiding the other Najit. They're only attacking us.
Correct.
So
They're
there
on-
must be some method to their madness because they're
Okay.
being controlled to not kill
I-
the other Najit.
Do you want to know my idea?
I'm thinking that we kill Horatio and hopefully the ferals stop trying
Yes,
to kill us.
That is also my idea. I think I'm gonna kill this guy right here. This is who I'm gonna focus on. Okay. Hopefully this guy doesn't jump in and kill Constantine, but if he does, I do have a healing item for him. Because he can obviously heal me at a greater capacity than my own healing item could. And then I'm gonna hopefully eat all of this, right? All that damage. I'm gonna continue saving, protecting Anastas and trying to tie up these people. I think everyone who can pour into Horatio.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to disengage and get over to him if possible.
Because I'm tying up 4 people, but that's not even going to be significant in a bit. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I do not need to be facing this knight. That is the.
No, you
one
should probably
thing
get the
I'm
fuck out of there.
Yeah, disengage, and I'm
get
gonna I'm gonna bounce. If I can get some height, I'm gonna do it. Well,
But
don't
you
know
can't.
how. But
Dorian's the next person up. We'll see. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's gonna be tough. I'm probably gonna take some hits, but if
It's
I
going to
can
be
bounce
tough. We're
through.
probably going to take some hits. Let's just. I think Horatio's number 1. If I can get to Horatio, actually, you know what? I could.
Would I be able to flank this knight if I took an attack of opportunity from the one I'm next to?
I would take 4 attacks of opportunity. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm talking about me. If
Yeah.
I'm able to flank the knight, maybe Alexander could take him down with his sneak attack and
Yes.
having.
He hasn't
I
done
like-
any
you'll
damage
take an
to him,
act-
though,
okay,
and
we only
Anastas did
got a
like
minute.
11 damage and that was like half.
We only got a minute. We have to protect enough. I could take 4 attacks of opportunity and lay some damage on Horatio. It would leave Constantine totally exposed. But he's already healed me
I
for
will
5.
say that looking at Horatio right now, he is rising up off the ground once again with his arms out wide, and an unholy aura is appearing around him.
You should probably fix that.
Shoot him.
Dorian, it's your turn.
I just shoot that asshole. I shoot the Horatio guy, ignoring the guy right in front of me. This guy was what? +3?
Yep. +1.
+1. I succeed for 8 points of damage.
Do you succeed for 8 points of damage? That
Nice.
shield he's got around him blocks a little bit of it, but he does take some damage. You can see that his newly formed body is already falling apart. There are bits of bone falling off on him. His jaw is only loosely attached, but his chanting grows louder. Anastas.
Anastas is going to take 4. Yeah, because Raleigh's also going to fucking do it. Raleigh's going to take 4 attacks of opportunity and fucking...
Anastas is going to take 4 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
I don't know how
make your
Raleigh got
4
in there.
defenses.
8
These are all
defenses.
at 5.
Even for the Pharaohs?
Yep. Everything is
Okay.
5, apparently.
Everything's fine. So
And
it's really
remember,
minus
you have to do
10.
it twice because you have double chance to fail.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So it's 8 rolls.
Oh my god.
Well, only if you fail. If you
I'm at
succeed.
minus. Oh, only if I succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Boom. We'll resolve these one by one.
Okay. And it looks to me like we've got 7 from those. It's
He
7
did
for the
succeed with
first
one.
2
I get
and
my-
6 for the second 2.
Hold on.
He
I got
gets
my
his
I get my
rage stuff,
soaks. I get my rage.
No, I'm just telling you what they're going to be. So, first 2 are
Well,
7 damage, second 2 are 6 damage.
The first
Hold
2, I take 1.
Your third
then
one,
I
you
block
rolled
the
a
rest.
critical success. You rolled a 1.
I won't.
Yeah, but-
Okay. I rolled a 1 again,
You did,
Yes.
but then you failed to confirm it.
but I failed to confirm it, so I rolled.
So you do still get the protection from the first.
Okay. And then I gotta roll another defense.
Or rather, you only take the 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, okay, here's how this will go. The first attack that goes through, I soak 6
And take 1.
and take 1.
The second attack that goes through, you soak 6 and take 1. You
Okay.
succeed on the third. And then the fourth attack, you soak 6 and take 1. So you take 3 damage total.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
And then I make an attack. Are we in the same zone as Horatio? Or is that a different?
So he is floating right now, although Anastas is large. So I'm fine with you hitting him, but if some of the smaller people were trying to, I might give them disadvantage.
Like
I
Joe.
attack our boy. What's the
+1.
+1?
He's old.
But I have 2 chances to fail.
Yep.
So I'll do the 1d6 on this one, just to get the damage. I succeed. What's the
Same
fuck?
roll.
So I didn't do my -1, but it would have
It
been...
would have succeeded, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 12 damage.
Sounds good. Yeah, you a solid hit. More bolt. In fact, like one of his whole legs goes flying. He's now mostly just a floating torso and arms with a robe wrapped around it.
I've put you down once. A second will be no challenge.
Okay, Alexander.
Okay. I gotta get the fuck out of there if I possibly can. I'd like to try to disengage with them.
You cannot disengage. There's, I don't, unless I'm missing something, but I was pretty sure that there was not a way to disengage without taking the attacks of opportunity.
That's the only... So you would take 3 hits, but you'd be out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be taking 3 hits either way, it sounds like. So if I can get out of there, I'm gonna have to.
If
Yeah.
you can kill the dude...
In one
Back.
attack.
Failed
In
both
one
attacks
attack.
last time.
Nah, yeah. That's a tall order. I could kill one of the
Oh,
minions.
you could delay until perhaps Dorian only takes 1 attack of opportunity, and oh no, you'd have to take his movement to flank.
Still. Yeah, no, I'm good. I gotta just try it.
Yeah.
I gotta just try to get through.
Okay, so you're
Try
going
to
to take
get
4
through.
attacks at 5.
Yeah. Is there a way that I can just do all 4 at once?
I wish.
Rip. Alright, number 1. Okay.
Succeed.
Number 2. Okay. Number 3.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Number 4.
Nope, only
What do
3.
you mean number 4?
Oh, number 3. Only 3? Okay. Oh, okay, we're good then.
You only needed 3.
We said 4. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh,
So
shit.
these Najit come down on Alexander. He steps back. There's a huge swing of the club that you lean back for. You tumble backwards, and where are you going?
Was there a way to actually get... Oh, is there a way to get up or over them, through them kind of deal? When, like, one of them comes down, or no?
No.
Okay.
You could rush back and
Then
go try
rushing
and go
back
around.
through there,
So-
yeah.
Just if I could interpose for a second, this is less to do with where the models are and more to do with how you want movement to work between zones.
Yes. And realistically, yes, you are getting up into the next zone. This is basically a 2-zoner, maybe 3. But yeah, no, that's fine. So yes, you move up and around into the zone, and you are going for Horatio.
Yeah, if I can.
Okay. Yeah. So you roll up and around on the wall over this guy. You rush up to Horatio with the daggers and make your 2 attacks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Insane.
Do I get? I don't
What a
think
turn.
so. That was very lucky. Don't think I get backstab. Right. Next to. Yeah, because I don't get it. I don't get advantage, I assume, or backstab.
You haven't moved to flank.
Someone would have
flank.
to move.
I'm on. Yeah, you would have to. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
On
What's
my
the?
turn, I would
It's
do
a.
that.
You're right. There we go. Okay, so it's a +1. You said.
And actually, I'm giving you disadvantage on this because I said that he was levitating, and if you would want, since you're smaller.
Yes, that's fair.
Yep. So it's +1, but disadvantage.
+1 disadvantage.
Disfavor, is that what you just
Disfavor.
clicked?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Sorry, yes, disfavor.
Nope. That's nope. That's them's the breaks. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay.
Okay.
1 damage, but I got him. And then same deal with the second, I suppose. Like a verse same as the first. Put the 1 there. Disfavor. Why is this one saying backstab? Hold on.
Did you select disfavor on the first one?
I did.
He did, and he rolled a 16 and a 12. So the 16 is the worst.
Well, no, the 6 he what?
But he still succeeds either way.
He does 6. Yeah, so he rolled a 16 and a 12. 16 is the higher. That's the worst.
Yeah.
So that's the one he gets. He had a 15 to hit +1. That's 16.
That
and
is
he
still
gets
16. And that's it. Okay, cool. Okay,
Yep.
good. Make sure that got. And then same deal for the next one.
Yes.
Boom.
Succeeded both times.
You do succeed
damage,
both
but-
times. However, that aura shield grabs your daggers as you come in. What?
Advantage is +2 damage. Oh, he's not advantage. He's not
No
advantage.
advantage.
No, no.
My bad.
Grabs the daggers and pushes you back out, and he takes minimal damage.
This is still really good, actually. We're in a great position.
Raleigh.
He's on everything, so I'll take it.
My full turn is to aim and fire.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and
Don't
that's all.
Okay.
I like it. I like having simple terms, people. All right. Kablam!
Alakablam.
Blam! Yes!
Confirm that crit.
Confirm it. Get it.
Oh baby, come on.
Oh baby, a triple. Yeah!
Extra D6 damage.
Hell.
Alright,
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So it's probably going to be 2 plus whatever this is.
Fuck yeah.
5. So 5 plus 9 is 14 total.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hopefully that breaks the
Horatio
shield.
rising up into the air. This unholy aura is spreading out from him. He begins to let out a shriek, and as he does so, Don, what happens?
Nice.
Horatio sights down the scope, having been bashed, like his leg missing now from Anastas, and like him focusing so hard on like maintaining the shield against the daggers. Raleigh's able to just line up the shot, kind of like looks over it, confirms it, pulls the trigger and fires it straight through Horatio's shield, through the middle of his chest, and blows out the back of his rib cage and shatters his skeleton.
The skeleton disappears, the bones clatter on the ground all around this temple. The feral Najit, confused and unsure what to do, start scrabbling around and escaping into holes in the walls, and back into the cage from where they had come, afeared and frightened. They disappear. Constantine falls to the ground, yet still animated, but shaking and clearly wounded. The other Najit look around and set down their weapons, invert prostrating themselves to Anastas.
I gotta pee.
damn.
I can't even.
We're
right
gonna
now.
take a break.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
I have a question about that. So
Yeah.
I have not eaten dinner yet.
Oh, we're like very close to the end. Like
Okay, cool,
15
cool.
minutes probably.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, so we are back. And let's get our okay. Okay. As Horatio's body falls to the floor, the other Najit go prostrate, and that smoky, misty blackness starts rising up and coalescing from the bones of Horatio. You hear his voice reverberating through the room. The Orthodoxy has lied to you, Anastas. Your search for the pilgrim is in vain, and if they wanted you to find her, you would have already.
Your idolatry will hold us no longer.
I shall keep returning, and keep returning.
And keep dying. And failing at the might of the true believers
You
of the
cannot
one
stop me
pilgrim.
forever.
But I will try.
And with that, his spirit rises up and dissipates into the air, disappearing.
Okay, so it does need to be backwards.
What's up, Don?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Constantine, others, rise.
They do so. Warily.
You are hereby pardoned of thy apostasy by I, Anastas the Wheel, Knight of the Diocese of Might.
It's backwards, buddy.
Really, in mine it looks right. Interesting. Anyway.
You will all go to preside over treatment of those afflicted by the corruption at the church instead of Horatio. We will discuss our futures together and the path forward when we return.
What of the children?
They will remain here. Someone other than Pater Constantine will remain teaching them. Their retreat signaled to me that your work without Horatio's ill tidings was effective. Constantine, take the other, 2 others, to the church and begin treatment. The black sap is there waiting for you. There is much to be attended to. Do so at the best of your ability, for which I know to be quite ample for our situation.
At your command, he says.
And we will
Go ahead.
do so in the name of the pilgrim, the one pilgrim, the only pilgrim, and our pilgrim. And we shall return hastily as we right the wrongs of this city.
Very good. Okay.
And perhaps when you get a chance, of course, if someone could go to my manor and attend to my father, that would be greatly appreciated.
Constantine looks to Anastas.
There's 4 of them. One is chosen by Constantine to stay. One is chosen by Constantine to come with him. And one is chosen to go to your father. I cannot give you Constantine. He has to go to the people.
Sure.
Excellent. Okay.
Constantine,
Yes.
I know we have not had much of a interaction before, but when you do arrive there, and I know time is of the essence, there will be questions about Horatio. I don't know how you wish to answer them. There's one in particular who I fear may be distressed. She must be treated as well. However you can assure her, I think you have to. I don't know how she will take any of the news you wish to share, but
Constantine reaches down and he picks up the skull of Horatio, which is clattered over here, and just says, "The good Horatio was ill. It is rare among my kind, but it does happen, and he has returned to the pilgrim." And he drops the skull and it shatters on the tile floor.
He has returned to the pilgrim.
She'll accept that.
And with that, he departs for the cathedral. Where are the rest of you going?
I think we're all going.
Well, it's the middle of the night.
We're gonna go sleep.
Got it.
So
As
do we
you,
hit point?
I think there's an agreement. We all nod to each other. We say we are going to talk in the morning.
you head upstairs in the wee hours of the night. Darkness is descended upon Arcadia. The moon, as I say, are hanging low in the sky, bathing the world in purple. But on the horizon, you see storm clouds gathering. And in fact, as you come up into the streets, you see these sort of like great roiling black masses start to appear and to, importantly, to fog and to cover the light of the sun, or of the moons. Thunder echoes in your chests as the dim flash of lightning sparks within them. But the rumble of thunder is joined with another great quaking, lower, that comes in waves, nearly knocking you to your feet. Screeching and roaring echoes through the streets. The glass panes of windows shatter, door frames crack, and your eye is caught suddenly by a mass forming above the university, a great void like a tear in reality, many stories high, arcing, reaching into the sky, filled with a blackness deeper than any you've ever seen. And that is where we are going to end for today. Everyone on stream, thank you so much, and we will be back next week.
Out of the